I have a folder, a saved folder on my TikTok that's labeled content, right? And I have this video in it, and I'm not sure. I don't remember why I put it in here, but I want to react to it now. I guess it will be another blind reaction. I don't remember what it was, but it looks very interesting. It says I had a child out of wedlock on purpose.
I was married at one point. I had a child out of wedlock on purpose.
On purpose.
On purpose.
Okay. When you said I had a child out of wedlock on purpose, was that during your marriage with somebody else?
During the marriage.
So you had an affair, and as a result, you had a child.
I had a child with my.
Okay. This man said he was married and he chose to have a child outside of his marriage on purpose.
Receptionist. And my ex-wife.
And why what do you mean by on purpose? Let's circle back to that.
Well, my ex-wife, because I wanted us, we had one child, which we have together. And I just want us to have one more kid. I'm like, let's have one more kid. And I would have been cool with that. And my ex-wife said this. She said, only a stupid bitch will have another kid with you.
And she was right, because you're now divorced, so...
And I said, what? She said it again. Only a stupid bitch will have another kid with you. And I said, well, you know what? I guess I need to find a stupid bitch then.
And did. Oh my God. Okay. People open their mouths and words fly out. You know that? Like, is he a comedian? When face looks so familiar, is he a comedian? I promise you, people open their mouths like this, and words, like, they just fly out of there. Like, they don't have time to connect here. They fly. And they just say anything at all. The mother of your child, you're calling her a stupid B word. So your wife told you that. And it has to be a reason why she didn't want to have any more children with you. Has to be a reason. Because within the bounds of a happy marriage, women want to have children so bad. And I'm not saying every woman. She didn't say a woman would be stupid to have another child, to have more than one child. She said with you. The fact that you guys are no longer together, maybe she was right. Oh, and the new mother of your child. Oh my gosh, imagine being that lady, hearing this story for the first time, thinking that, oh yeah, I took your man. And he said, my wife told me I needed to find another stupid bee to give me a baby. So I just found the first stupid bee I could find. Gave her one. Babies aren't like purses, They aren't handbags. They aren't dolls. These are people. We remember that? Like, they're so cute and cuddly when they just get born. But they will grow up. We remember that, right? Like, they will grow up. And while they're dependent on you for survival, they will see you. Eventually. They will see you. So, like, can we remember that they're not accessories to collect? Thank you.
And so did you?
I found one.
Okay.
And I wanted that to stick in her face. But here's the immaturity of me.
You wanted it to stick in her face. If I was her, I wouldn't care. If she said that to you, she's actually done already. Like, the thing that would... And I'm not trying to give you guys any pointers. Not what I'm trying to do. But if a lady said that to you and you're trying to stick it to her face, the thing to stick it to her is to give her another baby. You getting somebody else pregnant, she already doesn't care. Like, if you care about your man, you'd never say that to him. Am I wrong? You'd never say that to a man you actually like. I'm not even talk love. Like, you would never say it. So she's already done with you. So you getting somebody else pregnant is like, okay, like, let me leave. Let me leave for real, because, like, I'm done with you. Are you dumb? Anyway, maybe that's just me, girl.
Yeah.
See, this is what I'm saying. This is where I'm going in with the mindset, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to get back at her. I wasn't mature enough to see where she probably was hurt at, what was going on. I just wanted her to feel how I felt. Now I have a child in the middle of this. This is the immaturity in me.
Yeah.
And I brought this other girl in the middle of it, which she didn't care at the time,
Right.
but I put her in the middle of it.
Right.
She wanted to be in the middle because I guess she thought I was going to leave my ex-wife too for her. But
What me tell you? What did I say? She thought she won. She thought she won this man. He said his wife said only a stupid bee. So he found one, and she thought she was so special that his wife, he gonna leave his wife for me, because I got it. I got it. Don't have a thing. Don't have a thing. Ladies, can we not confuse the desire for intimate, should I say intimate? Because sometimes it's not even intimate. For sexual attention, like men giving you sexual attention for meaning that they actually value and like you. Can we not do that? Because I notice that a lot of women value when a man gives them sexual attention, like a lot more than a lot of the type of attention that actually is valuable and makes sense. Like, they value the sexual attention so much more. Men don't have to value you to want to give you sexual attention. You know that. You know that because we've been saying this for years. Like, this is not new information. Like, you know that. Now he's on a podcast saying that he just found a stupid bee. Wow.
She cleaned up with Windex, so I wasn't going
So
go.
crazy.
But I'm making a joke. I'm trying to.
Oh, and he's so funny too. He's so funny. She cleaned up with Windex. I would never. You still went there. So if you're trying to be funny, like, you just made yourself look just as dirty. But anyway, let's go.
So I was immature at the time when I made this decision.
And this is the whole thing. I mean, now we're talking about spitefulness.
Yes.
And as a result of your spite, I'm going to make a baby. And there's no
Yes.
mindset or anything in your mind that's telling you how is that outcome going to be for this child.
Didn't care about the child. Didn't care about the child. Didn't think about that child for a single second. No, let me not say I'm not taking that onto myself. I rebuke it. He just wanted to hurt that lady who already didn't care. Now look at me talking like I know anything about these people. There's a baby now in the middle of this who was conceived out of spite, who now has this in the archive as the origin story of their life. Do you not think so you're saying that back then you were so immature. You have not grown. You have not grown. And if you love and care for your children, you don't do things to hurt them intentionally. All right. Okay. With the word intentionally on it now, he might not be thinking that doing it intentionally to hurt the child. But as an adult, like, everything I do and say, I try to think about what will happen if my daughter. I don't. As a matter of fact, I've only been here for a year. I've only been a parent for a year. I don't have the answers, but I don't try to say things that somebody can, like, look back on and say, "But you said that." Like, no. I remember one time I said something. I didn't mean it in, like, a type of way, and it was me again trying to be funny. Here goes the funny stuff. Don't try to be funny at the expense of your child. Don't ever do that. And I was saying something about it was something about the fact that she cried a lot. I said something impulsively that when I thought back on it, I was like, that should never have left my lips, because I don't mean that. I don't mean that, and that was not funny. No, I don't, and I don't play about her. So for me to really play about her, that disappointed even me. And I would never, when I think back on it, I was like, I would never want to ever have her think that this is the perception. Even though in the thing I said, it wasn't like anything that would make her think I don't love her. But if it's twisted a certain way, it can sound really bad. It can sound not really bad, sound a little bad. But I'm an overthinker. I thought about it so hard and long after saying it. I felt terrible. All of that, I said that to say, like, do you not think about, like, the fact that your child can hear this? Like, this is public information that your child will see, and it's not like the child will know that your his mother was not your wife. So it's I don't think it's going to be hard for him to know which one of the kids you're referring to here. Don't say things like that, because we were children once. Feelings, we have feelings, and the things that our parents say, like, we know that they can either positively or negatively affect our outlook on life and on ourselves. So let's not do anything that can decrease the way that our children place value on themselves. Let's not do that.
It was so selfish.
Very selfish.
Right?
Very
but
selfish.
Where does that come from? Because it's like, okay, let me go.
Another thing, like acknowledging that you made a mistake, it's still like you did something wrong. That doesn't now excuse the fact that you did something wrong. Like you say, yeah, that was so childish. Yeah, I know it was childish. Okay, what now?
An affair with the receptions. Let me start a new relationship with. But why a baby? Why a child? And I'm not by. I want to make this clear. I'm not condemning, because I really appreciate the transparency and the openness. I'm just wanting to know for where that comes from.
My mom delivered she spit a lot of venom from her mouth towards my dad.
Okay.
When my dad come around, my dad could be sitting in there watching TV and my mom come in there and go in on him.
All right. Not excusing the things that your mother has done or said. I wasn't there. I don't know the extent to which she said and did things. One of the things that I realized when I was a child, when I grew up, I realized that sometimes when we watch things play out, we can ascribe the villain role to a single person. Sometimes when the situation was a result of the actions of both parties or all parties involved. We don't know why she responded that way. Was it right? Definitely not, especially not in front of your children. Another thing that I had to realize as an adult is that this is my parents' first time living this life too. Like, they don't have all the answers.
And he possibly did nothing today. I mean, my dad has his shortcomings, don't get me wrong. But I've never seen.
Also, we don't know anything. Like, we know what we see. There are a lot of things that you don't see as a child in the situation. There's stuff that you don't see, that you'll never see. If you have good parents and they try to shield you from certain things, there are things that you will never see happen. So you can't say, oh, he didn't even do anything. You don't know what he did. Or you don't know what she did or what was done. You don't know. So, yeah.
How a woman's supposed to treat a man.
And how did that make you feel?
Well, later on, it started being directed towards me as well. Same similarity. So I chose women in those categories.
Okay.
But not just my mom, because my mom will come back and apologize, try to make it right. But I see my aunties do the same thing.
So I guess he didn't have any examples of any good women in his life. His mother and his aunts were all terrible women who did not treat the men in their lives well. Okay. I don't think, okay. Totally understand. I think the reason why I saved that video is because I wanted to talk about the way that people don't seem to make it their duty to protect their children. And protection is not only physical. Protect your child's mental. You know what one of the best things in life is having like a rested mind. Like, if you have so many things to think about, you're thinking about what does your mother think of you, what does your father think of you, why this is why I was here, if this is there's so many things that you as a child in that situation can take from that would negatively affect how you view yourself. And when we make decisions as adults, we don't always consider how it affects our children. And that's partly also because this is our first time living this life too, and we don't have all the answers. When you decide to bring children into this world, there's no more room for selfishness. He used that word a lot in the video. He was selfish. Once you have a child, selfishness has to go out the door. There's no room to be selfish anymore. There's somebody else depending on you to build them all the ways that they can grow is now dependent on you. And it's a lot, it's a lot to consider. That's why people should not just have children just like that. There's a lot to consider when children are involved in your equation. It's no longer like a simple thing where you can just, oh, let me just have an affair with the receptionist and give her a child. Like, it takes more than money to raise a child. So I'm not even going to get into like the money part. Like, a lot of people think that once you have the financial resources to have a child, like that's all you need. It's not. It's a lot more than that. There are a lot of persons who grow up in homes that are not financially as stable as another home. They grew up to be much better people. So it's a lot to consider. You don't just give somebody a baby to be vindictive. That's how you create trauma throughout the generations. Yeah. Yeah, that was didn't like that at all. That was no. Live and you learn, I guess. I hope he has learned, and that's something that's far in his past.